Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV. Yeah, City won again. That's the headline. City win again. City have just beaten Crystal Palace by 1-0 at Selhurst Park. Not an easy win. Not, if I'm honest. It's one of those games that wasn't a great watch for the neutral. I mean, I'll tell you what, even before, just before our time, I was like flicking through social media because it weren't a great watch. But we did what we had to do. City did what they had to do. Closed within 2 points of Arsenal. See what Arsenal do tomorrow when they play against Fulham. Hey, Spencer Mark, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it's a hard win. Absolutely. Let's pop this up on the screen. Hard win. It's a hard win. But main thing is we've won. That's all that matters, really. It's always nice to have good performances. It's nice to score lots of goals. But right now, business end of the season, we've got 11 league games to go. All that matters is getting those beautiful 3 points. That's all that matters. But it was, I'm going to sneeze, I know it. It was a hard game. Let's get the old hanky out. Excuse me. Even Harry, great 3 points. Yeah, lovely 3 points. 3 points are always lovely. Look, it was never going to be an end-to-end game because the way that Crystal Palace sets up, they set up, very diligently. They put themselves about. They knew they had to defend, and it was a really, really tough game for City. Haaland has to do more for the team. I don't mind. To be honest, Omar Abdurrahman, I was disappointed. Look, he scored the penalty, but he had that, let's be honest, tap in the first half, which he hit over the bar. Yeah. And he had a couple of chances in the second half, that header that went over, and another one that he was offside, but he put it so far wide. So it's a weird thing. We don't create, it's like I was about to say, I was thinking, we don't create too many chances. But there's 4 for Haaland. Okay, 1 was offside. But there are all those chances for Haaland. If he scores that tap in, we have a 2-0 win or whatever. It looks comfortable. I'm not sure. We're a bit more direct on Abdurrahman, but one of my great big bugbears, and it's part of it starts off with the way the opposition play. Palace playing really tight, playing really deep, really, really deep low block. And so that's going to make it a difficult spectacle to watch straight away because that's how Palace are setting up, and we have to break them down. And we really struggled. Grealish, I thought he played pretty well. The level he plays in this side, when we ain't creating that much, I think he's all right. But there's times when I'm disappointed with his creativity and his end product. I think he was a bit better today. Again, he looked dangerous when he got the ball. He got, obviously he gets those fouls. But the thing for me is, and it really frustrates me. Look, we won the game, So what do I know? What really frustrates me is we pass it around really slowly. There's a point in that second half, after about 70 minutes, they were just walking around at the back. It really was tedious, turgid stuff. And I've said it time and time again. City are a much better side and much more dangerous and much more creative when we move that ball around quickly. We, 1 and 2 touch passes, zipping it about, not just walking around. And when we do that, teams have difficulty in setting up. Okay, teams have difficulty in getting back into position when you're moving it quickly because they just, they don't have time to think. When we're walking around at the back, passing around, tippy tap, back to you. Oh, no, you have it. No, you have it. Teams get a chance to get back into position and everything's right. That's what really frustrates me. And I've said it time and time again. When we do play like that, we look so dangerous. We create opportunities. And we are more likely to score and score more if we're 1-0 up. We're likely to score more goals playing like that than the opposition are scoring against us. So why do we leave them in games? Why do we tippy-tap it? It's a big, big frustration of mine. Guys, if you are new to the channel, it would be fantastic. If you could subscribe, we're well over 1,000 subscribers now. And pushing on to 2,000. I swear one of these days I will get a heart attack. This team, absolutely. It was hard work. That was a tough watch. Haaland didn't put them away. Luckily, we got the penalty. Absolutely. Lucky. It's a penalty, yeah, fair enough. But Grealish could have got one where he's pulled back when he was entering the area and the foul continued into the area. So actually, that should have been, in my opinion, a penalty. If the foul starts outside the area and continues inside the area, then that's a penalty. Algerian Warrior, Wesh Rakom, ça va? To the Algerian Warrior. How are you doing? Sean, Champions performance, that was tough. It's a tough game. Look, give Palace the credit. They've had a 0-0 against Newcastle and a 0-0 against Liverpool. All right, you could argue, who were Liverpool? I mean, Bournemouth beat them today. Who were they? Liverpool. Hey, calm down. But, they've had 4 draws on the bounce at home. Drew with Liverpool, drew with Newcastle, kept clean sheets. Very hard to break down. So, in that respect, you've got to be happy that we brought them down and we won the game. Pitch size is definitely smaller, I think so as well. But they want to play on a tighter pitch. There's less space for us to move around. Ivan Bravo says too slow. That's what I said. Miss them signing Stilling and Prime Con. Yeah. Look, Grealish is never going to have blistering pace. He's got a good, bit of skill and technique and dribbling ability, but he's never in close control. He's never going to have great pace. And that cutback from Palace towards the end, my heart jumped. We were bad after scoring. Yeah, we were happy to keep our lead. We're really pushing for the second. Sean says, I like Akanji as a defender, but he does slow the play down. But he's not the only one. You look around, there's a lot of that happening. And sometimes, we were doing aimless balls from the back eventually. Okay, I'll admit it, at times like that, you do want a bit of Aymeric Laporte for his passes. But it was the slowness of, it was all over the pitch, especially around the back 4 or 5, very, very slow. Zaha nearly ended Stone's season with that knee twist. Yeah, I mean, I thought he might get a booking for that because... look, he was unhappy. Obviously, Stones had fouled him, but what he did was uncalled for and dangerous. He should have got a yellow card. Adidas our Premier League. Palace boring men behind the ball most of the game. No wonder they ain't winning ages. Only one team wants to win the game. Absolutely. That's how Palace play. They ain't going to play on the front foot. They're looking, with Aloisi, with Zaha, with Eze and others. They're looking to catch us on the break. That's how they're hoping to win the game. So, look, there's different ways to skin a cat. That's the way Palace want to skin the cat. They want to play like that. That's the way they think they've got the best chance. But look, Hodgson and others have played this dour, boring, as I said, turgid brand of football. Vincent Kompany's shown with the right person in charge what is possible. I mean, look at what he's done at Burnley. He's had, the players that when were relegated, added a few of his own, lost some of the better ones. Cornet's gone and 1 or 2 others left. So they lost some of their better players. Okay? Got players that people have never heard of, and look what they're doing. Better brand of football, and it's a winning brand of football, top of the championship. Okay, they're going to get promoted this season unless something catastrophic happens to them. And Middlesbrough go and winning every game under the sun for the rest of the season. It ain't going to happen. But you see what can be done, what is possible. But some clubs, they never do it. Sometimes you look at someone like Stoke and say, Tony Pulis, he kept them in the Premier League when they wanted a bit more, a bit more flair football. Yeah, they got rid of Pulis, they went down. And now they, mid-table or lower end mid-table of the championship. They don't look like they're coming back. So teams like that, you've got to be careful what you wish for. Palace are definitely in a relegation scrap. I think they're on 27. Team that third from bottom are on 23, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, Palace are now in that scrap. But they are boring. I think Alvarez should start from now on in what he has done since he came on. Haaland didn't do in 95 minutes. I mean, there's a part of me that thought that it's time Haaland's dropped. I mean, some people might think that's blasphemous to say, but this part of me thinks that when he doesn't score, what does he do? I mean, he scored the penalty, fair enough, but I'm sure Ilkay Gundogan would have scored if he'd taken it. So, and he missed those good chances. So I'm disappointed with Haaland. Yes, he doesn't get into a lot of the game, but we need to be giving the chances. If he's not taking them, then it's on him. And maybe Julian Alvarez is his chance. Both our strikers fluff their lines in front of goal. Got to do better at this stage of the season. Totally agree. Algerian Warrior is well here. I'm all right. In Qatar, my last day in Qatar, I'm flying back to Manchester tomorrow. So I might even go to some games this week. Can you believe that? I think we got Leipzig on Tuesday and Burnley on Saturday. I'd like to go to those 2 games. I've got the tickets. It's just getting time off. I've been away for nearly 10 days. I need a pass. I need a pass to get out on Tuesday night. Definitely, I do need a pass. Grealish finishing is as bad as a Sunday League defender. Well, he's very disappointing. Very disappointing. He had that good run in the first half where it opened up for him. You think he's going to bend it. Okay, he tried to put it in the near post, but it was shocking. Absolutely shocking. You've got to put them on target. Zaha should have been sent for that leg protector. I'm not sure it's an MMA move, but he should have. I think a yellow card. Because Stones fouled him, but he reacted, and really, when you react and you're petulant like that, I think the general consensus is you get a yellow card. Shawnee. Alvarez is electric. If he can't play from the start, he has to come on second half, provide that chaos. Look, he's got a bit of pace. I think he did Zaha once, so you can keep up with him in pace. It's one of those, we've been used to a certain level of success, certain level of brilliant play. Sometimes when someone makes a mistake, you throw your hands up and think, what are you doing? But David Silva used to make mistakes. Yeah. Yaya Toure made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It's very hard. Maybe we are a little bit mollycoddled, if that's the right word. Mollycoddled with this success. We're used to it, and it's hard to accept a poor pass, a poor shot anymore. We're expecting it to be perfect every time. It just doesn't happen. We really needed that win. Now the team will have the belief to go on. If we drew or lost, I think the heads will go. Yeah, look. It's a big week. It's a not a big week, massive week for City. Obviously, we won today. Brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Leipzig on Tuesday. Got to win. Burnley on Saturday. Got to win. We win these 3 games. The belief keeps on growing. That rolling stone, it keeps on going. Yeah. It's all these cliches. Snowball effect. It just gets bigger. So if we can beat Leipzig, obviously through to the quarterfinals, players will be feeling good. If we can beat Burnley through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, would be really, really nice. I'm not sure I'll get to Wembley for the semi-final because of all the work I've got, but hey, it is what it is. Miss David Silva more than ever. Actually, I'm interested. I'm not trying to presume, but I will have a look at FA Cup semi-finals. I want to know when that weekend is. So, because let's have a look. 22nd and 23rd of April. I know on the 22nd of April, I'm working in Burnley. I'm doing some stuff for the football club there for a charity event. On the 23rd, I'm free. Let me have a look at my diary. So if we do get there, I'd like it to be on the 23rd because then I can go. If it's on the 22nd, I'm in Burnley and I'd have to miss it. It's a real shame. 1 down, 2 to go. Absolutely. Look, we've got to keep doing this. I look back at that game, the first half, there weren't much to offer. If you go further back and say the starting 11, obviously Walker dumped on the bench. We'll find out this evening why he was on the bench. Basically got dropped. There's no 2 ways about it. There's no way you put Stones, who hasn't even played since he's come back from injury. He hasn't started a game, hasn't played any competitive minutes. For him to come back at right back means Walker was dropped, and also Pep wanted Stones rather than Rico Lewis. I think wanted Stones' experience, I think, more than anything else. and his let's say his game management as well is whatever the reasons are, he picks Stones, so that was interesting. Laporte on the bench, Aki at left back, Stones at right back, Aki at left back, and Akanji and Diaz in the middle. No place for Emery Laporte. The fact that KDB on the bench, Mahrez on the bench. Mahrez is starting against Leipzig, isn't he? He's got to. But hey, you never know. You never know. Pep might look at this and say, this is almost our best side. Almost. Maybe with KDB in it. Maybe Walker comes back. But it's almost our best side. Alvarez moves all the time. The last 15 metres, he creates a gap between the defence and the midfielders of the opponent, which creates more opportunities for goals. Well, that's like when we played with the false nine. Everybody's buzzing about, moving about. Haaland, he doesn't really want to come back. He's looking for that spinning and running around, past the defenders or to the side of the defenders, getting in behind. He's not looking to come back and create space. He's looking purely to get behind the defender and latch onto the ball. One of our problems is the passes we're making to him aren't good enough. Simple as that. They're not good enough. And unfortunately, tonight, when he had his opportunities, he fluffed his lines. Tough game, says Big Morgan, and good result. Yeah, my mum's getting a bit better. Thanks, Big Morgan. It's been a really, really difficult time. Really difficult. As I said to Bernard, if you're watching last night, she's got more stones than John Stones. Trust me, they've written her off a few times, and she's there. Bah, she's still fighting away. Thankfully, it's more positive, and that's allowing me to get back, come back to England, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if she carries on improving, she might be able to leave hospital in another week's time, and it's going to take a long time for her to recuperate. And to be honest, I might come back out here for a few days at the end of the month, in the next month, maybe our end of this month, if I get a bit of time after. Well, let's see how I got a gig coming up. Let's see how that gig goes. If we get a full house, I'll have a bit of money and I'll come out again. It's not about the money, but it's about getting the time. It's about getting the time to come out. So thanks a lot, Big Morgan. Hopefully, she's having some more peaceful nights. So I'll see her in the morning on the way to the airport, and hopefully, she'll carry on, pulling no punches. You can tell my mum's back. She's she's had a go at me bald head. She's had a go at me pot belly, because I'm to be honest, well, in case my lad's watching, I've had no fast food. That's all we've eaten is pizzas and KFCs and stuff like that. So, there's no chance of being slim, especially when I'm not allowed to exercise at the moment. So do you think some position worked well today, or better doing that with Rico? It's really hard to say, Sean. On one hand, you say it worked reasonably well. We didn't give them too many opportunities, but the way they played, it wasn't going to give themselves too many opportunities. So it's hard to say, Sean. I think Rico is more to come inside. I think Stones is, I think we've got that experience and leadership. Problem, also the problem with Stones is, though, you've got someone crossing balls who isn't very good. It wasn't very good. You didn't have KDB. You didn't have Mahrez. You had... Stones put a couple of crosses. It's not very good. So you're missing that. I want a right back who can cross the ball. Look, Trent, I'd take Trent, but I wouldn't take him as a right back. I'd put him in right midfield or up top, because I think he's that good with the crosses he puts in. And then the opposition have to worry about KDB and Trent. Obviously, he's not going to come, but there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with coveting another team's players, and I'd love somebody to put the whip on across like Trent when they've got the chance. There's a few times Aki as well, taking too many touches. These guys should be putting the crosses in, but we've only got Haaland in the box. We've got no one else coming in. It's really, really not easy. Hi, Chris Welsh. Tough to win at Selhurst Park. Oh, yeah. It's tough. Palace have been dour, but they've been getting, scraping the draws, getting the results. Liverpool, I saw that game. Palace were same sort of thing. Newcastle, they got points out of them, 0-0. Kai says every point counts. Absolutely, mate. We need, we needed the win. We got the win. And that's all that matters right now. Yeah, Big Morgan, stress. Yeah. I don't need any more stress. Good evening, good win, says Mega Grin. Too slow and backwards, too much for a result. Absolutely. I said that near the top of the show. What matters is the result at this stage of the season. 11 games to go. Doesn't matter how we get it. It's nice to play well. It's nice to score a few goals, but 3 points is 3 points. Yeah, and right now that's all that matters. We've got, I think, our goal difference is about 8 better than Arsenal, so it's slightly in our favour. Yes, it would have been nice to win by 2 or 3, but hey, let's not be greedy. Take the 3 points. Weren't a great performance, I don't think. And I agree with Mega Green. Too slow, too backwards. I want it. I want that intensity. I want that pace. I want that first and second. Either first time passes or take a touch then pass. I want it to be moving it around quicker. I know Pep wants us to control that ball. It's all about possession, but I want a bit more excitement. Andy Hall, how you doing, mate? Awful today, but sometimes that's how champions win. Oddly more confident now. Look, it's a tough all game. Yeah, I'm going to pull up our fixtures. It was a tough all game to come to Palace. As I said, they've been drawing games, but they've drawn. They've had goalless draws against Liverpool and Newcastle lately. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Let's have a look at the games we've got coming up. So we've got obviously Leipzig on Tuesday, Burnley in the FA Cup next Saturday evening. Then we got the big one, April. Then we got some time off, obviously the international break. Then we've got the big one, Liverpool on April the 1st. And I think I'm not working that day. I'll just pull up my diary. I'm down to work on the 2nd. To be honest, if a decent job comes in, I take the decent job. But we've got to beat Liverpool. We've just got to keep winning. Then we've got probably a tough one away at Southampton. Leicester at home. We'll make it tough for ourselves. It's not all over. We've got Brighton away, tough game. Arsenal at home, Fulham away. Leeds at home, Everton away, Chelsea at home, and Brentford away. Now, look, I think there's some tough games in there. We've got obviously Liverpool, potentially Southampton. I think Leicester ones should be a slam dunk. Then we've got Brighton and Arsenal and Fulham. I think Leeds and Everton should be slam dunks, and Chelsea as well. Brentford at the last game of the season. I think that's going to be tough. So there's a long way to go for City. Top of the league, far too slow back to front and still far from enough balls into the box to either score or create chaos. Yeah, that's it. I mean, when we're putting balls into the box, it is to create chaos. Tommy says Liverpool next. Well, in the league, we've got Liverpool next, but we've still got 3 weeks before that game against Liverpool. So long time away. Andy says, I thought KDB played well with a cameo, looked hungry again. Good sign for Leipzig. Absolutely. I don't know why he got rested, whether he physically needed a rest, mentally, or he's not been playing at the top of his game. But if we're honest, we've got to rest a few players. I think for Tuesday, I see KDB starting, I see Mahrez starting, and maybe Aymeric Laporte. I think Laporte could start the next couple of games because he's been whinging. But I can see that happening. I can see Walker coming back against Leipzig. I think so. Would you? But that's an interesting one, guys. Would you start Rico Lewis against Leipzig? Would you start Walker, or would you stick with John Stones and say, hey, that team out there today weren't too bad. We'll keep the back four. We'll bring KDB in for Gundo for argument's sake, and the rest of them. That's it. Arsenal got City, Liverpool, and Newcastle all away. There you go. So, I said Liverpool will have a big impact on the title. They need the wins for their top four. But look, we've got to do what we've got to do. We've done it today, got the 3 points against Palace, but that's it. We've just got to keep, fighting away. We've got to keep on going, keep on driving to the end of the season, because I said there's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be twists and turns. We've got to make sure that we keep winning. That's it. Don't worry about what Arsenal are doing. Focus on us, because I guarantee, I said this, there'll be at least 2 games that Arsenal will drop points. I want one of them to be us when they actually lose. There'll be another game at least, possibly 2. They've got 13 games to go. Now, there's 3 games that they can drop points. We've got to stay in this. Mara seems to be kept back for the Champions League these days. He really disappoints in these games as well. Banking on a goal from him in the week. Well, the thing is, after the World Cup break, Mahrez was our best, well, not going to say best performer, but he consistently was delivering goals and assists. And then I think it's a bit unfortunate and maybe a bit unfair. Is a below par performance? The team might be below par as well. Mahrez is gone. I find that really tough to take and to believe sometimes. I remember, I said this before, a couple of seasons ago, first game of the season, I went to the game. It might have been even longer than that because it was pre-COVID. It might have been 2019. We beat West Ham 5-0, first game of the season away from home. And Mahrez basically had a hand in all goals. I think it was fouled for the penalty. I think he scored a couple, got an assist, I think. And there was, I think he did his outrageous, maybe not an outrageous dummy, but I think he did a dummy that helped us to score another goal. He was involved in everything. And next game he was dropped. Bernardo Silva came in. But I think the next game was against, was it Watford, and we beat them 8-0? So what do I know? But I thought it was a little bit hard. Hey, Sean, the tremble is on. Tremble is still on. Absolutely still on. I tell you what, if we do, I tell you what, if we win them all, I'll get a shirt with Tremble on the back. Instead of Haaland, I put Tremble. I don't know who said that the typo, but we like the word, the idea of Tremble. Come on, guys, a lot of people on at the moment. If you are new, fantastic. If you could subscribe, guys, help us on our way to 2,000. Might be still a long way off 2,000, but you never know. We put on. Just gonna have a look how many people we put on in the last month. 109 people in a month. So that on that basis, we'll get to a 2,000 by Christmas. I'd like to think we can do it a bit before that. It just depends how City do for the rest of the season. I think it's some good results or some bad results, some fantastic results and some bad results do attract people to come and have a laugh if we have had a bad result. And he says, I can't believe how loyal he is compared with Laporte and Bernardo, who start whinging about transfers straight away. Great player for us. I don't know who you're talking about now. Who are you talking about? Trying to work out who you're talking about. Is that Gundo? I don't know who you're talking about. Trying to work it out. Mahrez, I guess. Hey, Alex Calispira, buddy, hope you're well. Job is done. Absolutely 3 points in the bag. Get me one of those T-shirts. I wasn't going to do a T-shirt. I was going to get I would have got a proper shirt at home or away. I'm not going to get Tremble shirts. The Tremble is on. Thanks, Andy Mahrez. Yeah, Mahrez. Look, there's phases in the season where Pep will focus on playing one player, and then suddenly they're out of favour. Somebody else comes in and has a good run, and sometimes maybe it's picking the moments to bring somebody in and let them have a good run. Foden had a good run, yeah. Foden had a good run of 3 games. Okay, I don't think he was firing today. A couple of nice touches, but he's not in the blistering form that he was in the last few games, and where he made the difference. So, so he didn't even last an hour. It happens. You can't be brilliant all the time. It's just not possible. It happens. You can't. So it's really nuts. Oh, lost me. Are we back? Oh, I had an echo there. So anyway, So yeah, you can't be brilliant all the time. Foden's had a good little few games, a few games. Hopefully, Mahrez, when he gets a chance, and maybe Foden goes to the left and let Grealish have a couple of games on the bench. You can't keep playing people, but it'd be interesting to see. Then, obviously, the Leipzig game. I think we go full on. We go full out against Leipzig, and I think we go full out against Burnley, because we'll have a week off. Well, it's international break after the. Is that right? I didn't. Anyway, I think it's international break after the Burnley game on the 18th, and the next game is Liverpool on the 1st. So it's just full out the next two games. And you see Sky just put up Pep's record in the last 11 games since he was manager. He averages 2.44 points a game. That's mental. It's almost 2.5 points a game. To get 2.5 points a game, that's 25 points in 10 games. That's 8 wins in a draw and a loss. It's not bad. That's per season. And that first season, it weren't great, was it? I can't say that. Vadamani, I can say that. Why do we keep playing Akanji over Laporte? Laporte is arguably our best. He's not. Laporte is palpably not our best centre-back. You'll have your opinion, I'll have mine. Diaz and Stones are miles clear of Laporte. Miles. Okay? Laporte, in the last few seasons, given chances, he makes too many mistakes. For me, our best centre-back is John Stones. Then we got Diaz. I'll even play Aki above Laporte. I think Laporte and Akanji started off well, but I really think I think Laporte and Akanji are fighting to be our fourth best defender. Absolutely. Oh, Moses. Come on, Moses. I never claimed to know ball. Yeah, I never claimed that. But is that all you've got? Is that all you've got? A disparaging comment? You've got to actually say something add some value. You've not added any value to the conversation. We're on for 32 minutes, Moses, buddy. Yeah? You've not added anything to the conversation here. All you just said is some disparaging comment. Erling is now one behind Fran, his best season total overtook Sergio today. Well, he's on, if I'm right, 28 league goals. Was it Salah's got 32 or 34? 12 games to beat that. I think there's at least one more hat-trick in this season for Haaland. I'd love him to get 2 more hat-tricks. Can you absolutely... It's mental to get 5 or 6 hat-tricks in a season. It's, the record is about 12 or 13 with Sergio. I mean, to get 5 or 6 in one season is just crazy. Andy reckons Fulham will win 2-1. I predicted Liverpool losing 1-0 today as well. Wow. I mean, we have this prediction league. I certainly didn't predict Liverpool to lose today. Anthony, absolutely, mate. Big win. It's all that matters was 3 points. That's all that mattered. Performance, yes, I've said it before. It's great if we can have a great performance. It's great if we can score a few goals. But the most important thing is getting those 3 points. And we've done it. Look at that Centurion season. Was it 12 or 13 games on? We won on the bounce at the end of the season to win the league, to pip Liverpool. Not the Centurions one, sorry, the formidable season, all the way to the end. Once we got on top of the table, Liverpool couldn't dislodge us. Try as they might, couldn't dislodge us. We were just too good. And that Centurion season, we got 100 points. Was it 19 clear of? Was it United in second? I mean, they were so far back, I couldn't see who it was. Liverpool have a bottom 11 record away from home this season, a top 4 at home. Yeah, look, they've still got that, I won't call it invincibility at home, but they've still got that fear factor, for want of a better phrase. They've still got that fear factor at home. Let's have a look. I'm going to pull the table up before we finish for the night. It's, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock where I am now. I'm up at 3:30. I'm going to get up at 3:30. So I will knock this on the head shortly. I'm just going to pull that table up. Let's get a full table. So Arsenal on top, 63 points, goal difference of 34. We've got 61, goal difference of 42, so we're 8 better off. United are third, 2 games in hand over us, but their goal difference is 6. That is definitely worth a point. They're 12 points off City. Even if they win their 2 games in hand, they'll be 6 points off. I think their title challenge probably is going to look. You never say never, because there's still 11 games to go. They could go and win. The last, it won't happen. They could win the last 13 games, and pick up 39 points and finish with 88. But if we win 9 games, then they'll not catch us. Spurs, they've got 48 points after 27 games, and they're consolidating. That fourth spot. Liverpool, game in hand over Spurs, but 6 points behind. I still think over the remainder of the season, Liverpool will get more points than Spurs, and they'll finish above Spurs. Newcastle and Brighton both have got 2 games in hand over Liverpool, 3 in hand over Spurs. But Newcastle are now 7 points off Spurs. They've got 3 games in hand. Brighton, after the 2-2 draw with Leeds, they're 9 points off Spurs. They've got the 3 games in hand. If they win them all, they jump above Spurs on goal difference. Fulham, probably too far back. Fulham have got 39 points. They're 9 points off fourth with a game in hand. Brentford, you can think, well, they're miles away, but they've got 2 games in hand. They win those 2 games, they're on 44 points. That's 4 points off Spurs. Chelsea, I think, are too far away. 26 games, 37 points. They'd have to go on a humongous run, win the last 13 games to finish with 77 points. I think they could do it, but they're not going to win the last 13 games. So, it's going to be interesting. Southampton, bottom of the table on 21. Leeds, 23. West Ham, 23. Bournemouth, 24. Leicester, 24. Everton, 25. Forest, 26. Wolves, 27. And our opponents today, Palace on 27. Then you've got Villa on 34, who I don't expect to go down. The big blue shark is coming. Reckon Arsenal will be more adapted to. Well, yes and no. Arteta will tell them, you focus on it. We've got to focus on ourselves. Don't matter what City do. If we win our games, we win the title. That's what you tell yourself. Got to be positive. Spurs are back in the driver's seat for fourth. Yeah, I think they are. But the thing is, it's up to Brighton and Fulham. It sounds crazy. Other teams have still got enough about them to make it tough for Spurs. And Spurs haven't got obviously they're out of all competitions. Yeah, Spurs have been out of all competitions. Out of the FA Cup, being out of the Champions League, it's going to help them. But let's look who they've got next weekend, because they're not in the FA Cup. They're playing away at Southampton. Then they've got, in April, they've got Everton away, Brighton at home. I think that's a huge game. They've got Bournemouth at home, then Newcastle away, another huge game. United at home, Liverpool away. 4 tough games: Brighton, Newcastle, United, and Liverpool. And then might be a tough game against Palace, who could be fighting against relegation. And then the last game of the season is away at Villa, who might be in with a shout of European football if they can finish the season well. So, it's not so easy for the Spuds. Liverpool will not finish fourth. Their away form is very poor. 3 wins all season in the league. Yeah, but they're still knocking on the door. They're not consistent enough, but they're still knocking on the door. Tommy Riley, Manchester will win 3-peat Premier League Champions Trophy. Hey, buddy, I tell you what, you're preaching to the converted. If we can do that, it's going to be incredible to get a 3-peat. Very, very, in the Premier League era, teams generally don't do that. You've got to be something special, and you've got to have a bit of luck as well to be able to do that. And it would be awesome. It really would. Sean says, Arsenal can't shake us off, and City will finish them off in April. Can't wait to be like, it's going to be incredible. I've been told myself I've got to not take any more work in April. The Liverpool games, I think I said on the 1st of April, so I'm free then. FA Cup semi-final, if we get there, depends what day it is, and all the other games. And I need to make sure I don't book any work. I might just pop some stuff in the diary so I don't forget. Right, guys, it's been 40 minutes. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's time I disappeared. I'm going to get ready, shave the old bonds and pack my bags so I can leave nice and early in the morning. I think I'm up 3:30, be out of here by about 4:15, and see my mum in the hospital, and then get over to the airport to fly back. It'd be nice to see the family after, it's been tough. A lot of stress on them and me and everything else. Thanks, Sean. Cheers, mate. Hey, Sean Fogarty. Hope you're well, buddy. And we're just about to disappear. And Andy Oil, you take care. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. And if you are, as I said, new to the channel, it would be great if you could subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Should be on, hopefully, tomorrow. I'll get Bernard on. Obviously, he was at the game today. We should be recording another Bolt from the Blue. There's one today. It was a catch-up for the last month because Mike's been ill and obviously I've been away. And it's been really difficult to put one together, but we recorded one late last night. So hopefully we'll do another one tomorrow. So watch out for what's coming out. Hopefully a video with Bernard tomorrow and another Bolt from the Blue. Guys, take it easy. City do it again. Come on, Arsenal. We're coming for you, Arsenal. We want our title. You ain't taking our title from us yet. Gooners.